Hello class, in this video we'll be discussing states of consciousness, and this includes the basics of consciousness, this includes sleep, this includes substance abuse, and it includes other states of consciousness as well. To start off with, what do you think consciousness is? What comes to mind when you think of consciousness? We've talked a little bit about consciousness with Freud's theories. But what do you remember from Freud about his theories on consciousness and unconsciousness? And what do you think the definition of consciousness is? Consciousness is the state of being aware of our internal and external stimuli through different senses. And internal stimuli could include our thoughts and our attitudes. It could include our feelings or feeling pain. So it might be feeling happy internally or feeling pain or sadness internally. It could be the sensation of feeling thirsty or feeling hungry. And it could be the sensation of wanting to go to bed. And some external stimuli includes the sun, so you're feeling the sun, you're seeing the world in a brightened view because of the sun. Similarly, you're seeing trees and nature. You're smelling trees, or you smell other things in nature. You hear things in nature. This could include also hearing your phone, reading text. And it could also include the actual stimulus of food and of drinking and how that affects your senses. And our bodies have these internal rhythms in our biological activity called biological rhythms. And these are cyclical and they're reoccurring patterns, kind of as you see here with this graph of the change in body temperature, which I'll go over. And other examples might include body temperature, it might include a woman's menstrual cycle, and it might include sleep, to name a few examples. Regarding this chart here on body temperature, we have a cyclical reaction of a biological rhythm starting throughout the day, in which our body temperature changes according to the time of day. And this pattern of temperature fluctuation, which repeats every day, is an example of a circadian rhythm. And a circadian rhythm is a biological rhythm that takes place over a period of 24 hours. Some examples of circadian rhythms include daily fluctuations in heart rates, in our blood pressure or blood sugar, and it also includes the sleep and the wake cycle. And we have these biological rhythms in order for our body to maintain homeostasis, which we learned in our stress chapter. And as our body changes due to these internal and external sensations that we feel, our body naturally tries to return to its baseline and maintain homeostasis. I could direct your attention to this photo here. The hypothalamus is the main regulator of homeostasis, in which it contains the brain's internal clock, called this guy, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but the SCN. And based on the amount of light that the eyes take in through the retina, this allows our internal clock to be synchronized with the outside world's natural clock of day and night. And so it's really this mechanism and this nucleus here, called the SCN, that manages our homeostasis, and specifically the sleep-wake cycle of knowing when it's light outside and knowing when it's nighttime outside, in order for our biological clock to tell us when we're tired and when we should start heading for bed. And these circadian rhythms that are circular and they're constantly maintaining homeostasis can eventually become blocked, disrupted, or changed due to many different things. One important regulator of the sleep-wake cycle is the hormone melatonin. And the pineal gland, which is located inside the brain, releases melatonin and is thought to be involved in the regulation of various biological rhythms and of the immune system during sleep. And melatonin is released through simulation of darkness and inhibited by the light. So if you're experiencing too much light, you won't produce a lot of melatonin in order to keep your sleep cycle consistent. So for example, if you're on your phone in the night or watching TV late at night, this increased amount of light coming from your phone while you're in darkness can cause a disruption in the sleep cycle because you aren't producing enough melatonin in order to stabilize that sleep cycle. And other complications include issues with sleep regulation, which is the brain's control of switching between sleep and wakefulness, as well as coordinating the cycle with the outside world. And so our phone can influence our melatonin sleep cycle. And also jet lag and insomnia, or other daily routines that change, can abruptly create issues in your sleep regulation and your sleep cycle, and may cause these disruptions in your natural circadian rhythm. And then some negative consequences of sleep deprivation or not getting enough sleep. You can have irritability, you can have cognitive impairment, certain lapses in memory, hallucinations, not feeling your best mentally. Physically, this could include increased heart rate and a risk for heart disease. Also, this includes increased reaction times, or maybe you have tremors or aches in your body. This impairs your immune system. So as we learned in biopsychology, when your immune system is impaired, this is a way for you to get more prone to be more sick. And some of these sicknesses include heart disease or risk of diabetes or other factors. So please make sure you're maintaining your sleep cycle. It's really important for memory and cognitive impairment, or not cognitive impairment, to improve your cognitive functioning. And by maintaining a regular sleep cycle and maintaining your circadian rhythm, you can not experience these, which you don't want to do.